Alright, what's up? This is part 5 to what if Naruto had Hagoromo's karma. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Uh the video got 30 views in 16 hours, which some people like that's not a lot, but we just started the channel, so that is something crazy. So I will say thank you for that. But we're gonna hop right into this, right? Alright. So I think I left off with Naruto and Asuma's arc. So I'm gonna try something different this episode, and I'm gonna go more in depth with the fights and all that. First, I think Itachi's arc comes first with versus uh Itachi versus Sasuke's. I said Itachi's arc, Sasuke's arc. So we're gonna go with nah. So Jiraiya, no. Well, I'm skipping. I'm sorry. I'm skipping over stuff. Sasuke folds Itachi. Yeah. In this point in time, Sasuke is super strong. But I'll get in depth for the fight to explain to you how he won. So for one, when he hops into the fight, he does fall into. I don't think I recapped this at the beginning. I did do this fight at the end of the last episode. But if I didn't and I forgot, he basically Itachi still puts Sasuke in that one genjutsu, throws him off at the beginning. But then when Sasuke gets serious, he folds Itachi. He pulls out his Susanoo. And he basically he pulls out his Sage Mode and he knocks him out his Susanoo and all that. Once he knocks him out his Susanoo, he basically dang near kills Itachi, and then Itachi does the forehead thing. He learns and unlocks his Mangekyo. The reason I speedran it is because I'm not sure if last episode I told you before I ended it. So yeah, that's on me. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. So we're doing Jiraiya versus Pain. So I will say Jiraiya is stronger in this, but not to the point of him surviving, because he did train Naruto over with Hagoromo's karma, so he got stronger just by fighting with Naruto, but not to the point of surviving Pain's attack. So where we're gonna go is Naruto is walking back from a little mission, and he gets caught. I mean, Kakashi takes him to the office. Or was it Sakura? I don't remember, but someone took him. It was Kakashi or Sakura. They take him to the office, and Naruto is like, "What's up, old man?" I mean, Grandma Tsunade. And Tsunade basically tells her that Jiraiya died finding the Akatsuki leader. And Naruto does his little thing like, why would you do that? If Jiraiya was Hokage, he never let you do that. And then instead of that, they all start noticing something starts to form with Naruto. And it's not just his emotions flaring up. His eyes start to change. Instead of being the base Sharingan, he starts to form the Mangekyo. And Kakashi's like, Naruto, you need to calm down. And Naruto starts to flare up, and for the first time ever, he ends up using his Mangekyo ability, which is, before we get any farther, I will explain his Mangekyo abilities. And he doesn't have all his, yeah. So first off, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. He gets an OP as Mangekyo. He gets an OP Mangekyo. Yeah, it's broken. I just felt like it because, So for one, I don't think Naruto would really be able to utilize a Susanoo, since he also has Tailed Beast mode, which he could cover his Kurama in a Susanoo, but I'm gonna make it a little different. He has one of his Mangekyo abilities is he can form a small Susanoo around himself. And if you're thinking, what do you mean? Like, if you have ever seen the fan edit of what if Sasuke died during the war arc, how Naruto forms his body with a Susanoo. He completely covers his body with a Susanoo. But it's not a large Susanoo, it's like regular armor, it looks like, but it's a Susanoo instead. If you don't understand that, you're a little stupid. I'm sorry to tell you. Or I explained it horribly. I really don't know. But it's like just regular armor, but it's a Susanoo. It's a little weaker than a regular Susanoo though, not a lot. Then his weapons for his Susanoo is a spear and a shield. With his shield, he can block any genjutsu, and his spear can cut through any ninjutsu. He can also make those smaller with his what's it called? With his with his ability to make his Susanoo smaller. He also makes his weapon smaller. The next up, what else would I say? Naruto versus... No, not Naruto. His other ability. I think I'm gonna give him the ability of, I gave him that, and I need him like some sort of attack ability. The genjutsu he gets with his, though, will be, what's it called? He's able to... what is it called? Oh, it's like if you've ever watched Jujutsu Kaisen, and they have that thing where the monsters put you in a domain. It's basically like that. Naruto kind of puts you in a domain where he has supreme control over that domain. It's like not like any other genjutsu. So if he's fighting you there, you take physical damage to that. So yeah. And it has a time limit. He can only use it once, like a week or something like that. Because that will be OP. Like, instantly, if he throws someone in that genjutsu, it's over with. Fight over. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm gonna, take that away. I mean, not take that. I'm gonna give him that, I'm gonna give him that version. I mean, not, that. But, yeah, I'm gonna, That's the time limit we get. Once a week. Now, and I think for his other ability, I was thinking about getting him something super OP where he can stop time temporarily, but I don't know if that'd be too OP. You know what? Forget it. I think I'm gonna give him that. But this move, even for Naruto standards of chakra, it drains it quickly because you gotta realize he's stopping the time around him. Like, all time around him is being stopped. And basically what it does is he can use it two different ways. So let's say he's scared of like, let's say one of his teammates looks like they're about to die or something like that. He can stop time completely even around him. And what he does when he stops time in that area, he can stop himself, but he also can make the area smaller. It's not a super large area. Let's say the crater from when he fought Pain, he can stop that type of space, but that he can only stay in that for a little bit of time. But yeah, but the two versions of it, he can stop time, and while he stops time, he can keep moving, or he can completely stop time and himself, and but when he stops time while he keeps moving, that's draining chakra. So the other version drains less chakra, if you get what I'm saying. So those are his two abilities. And yeah, I think I'm gonna give him that. So when he hears about that, he decides that he needs to he does still learn Sage Mode, and he learns it much quicker, if I keep it a buck with you guys, because Naruto already knows about it and all that, and Naruto is just much more skilled. So when Naruto learns of Sage Mode, it's something simple to him, and he learns it much quicker. I think it was a week it took him, or 2 weeks. Let's just say, I'm not 100% sure. If it was a week, let's say it took him like 2 days, and the rest he started to master his Mangekyo abilities. But the reason he's able to try to like learn to train his Mangekyo abilities is because basically in his mindscape he blames Hagoromo. He's like, if you would have just gave me the power that I needed, I could have destroyed the Akatsuki with ease, and Jiraiya wouldn't be dead right now. This is your fault, Hagoromo. And Hagoromo kind of feels where Naruto comes from, because he could have gave him all of his power, or taught him how to use it, or how to awaken his power. And he's like, Naruto's like, instead of you just sitting here, this time you're gonna teach me how to use my Mangekyo abilities. And Hagoromo agrees to it, but he says this is a one-time thing. He's basically like, I'm not gonna always help you because you have to choose your own path, and I don't want to interfere because you still are my son, basically. So yeah, and his master when he's going against Pain, his Mangekyo, when he's using Mangekyo, it's not super strong because he doesn't know how to use it, and his healing factor does help him not go blind like other people, but he still doesn't, what's it called? He doesn't have good mastery over the Mangekyo yet. So Naruto, when Pain pulls up, Naruto does his little cool intro with his Sage Mode thing and all that. But this time, when he goes in and starts to fight him, Naruto leaves. He shows no mercy. He's going all out, Sage Mode, all that. And Pain is getting utterly folded. Naruto is too quick for him. Because Naruto's Enter Storm released the maximum amount. And it's just like his chakra is increasing. Because now he's taking Hagoromo and Kurama's chakra. And it's just like his body's adjusting to it. It's not overriding him of a chakra. It's his body's already used to it just because of the hate he has for Pain right now. So Naruto goes in, he punches Pain, and Pain is just utterly stunned by. I didn't mean to rematch. Pain is utterly stunned by the fact that Naruto's this quick. He heard of this kid's crazy strength, but he didn't know he'd be this strong and this fast. So before Naruto even gets close to him, the moment Naruto would try to get close, he does almighty push or whatever he says. Shindo, I don't know. I said it horribly. I don't know why I said it like that. It's like he says almighty push and pushes Naruto back. And Naruto flies back and he's like, so what? Now you're gonna run after killing my sensei? Then Naruto starts to run back towards him. And instead of, with all this rage, out of nowhere, a forest sprouts out of the ground with Naruto using wood release. And then out of nowhere, Naruto's behind Pain. He starts using hand signs. And then he's like, let the thunder clap. And as he's about to lay his hand down, one of the other Pains goes up and grabs Naruto's hand. And then so what happens now is Naruto breaks loose and does Shadow Clone Jutsu. He's basically about to have some of his Shadow Clones handle the rest of the clan. She's trying to spit the Pains up. Because Naruto is trying to get a one-on-one with Pain. He wants to fold this guy. Because they already broke down that he's not the real Pain and all that. And he needs to figure out where Pain is. So Naruto's now folding Pain completely and utterly. Like, all that. Pain is standing no chance, if y'all get what I'm saying right now. So that's when, after the thunderclap didn't work, Naruto decides to pull out the Rasen Shuriken. I'm gonna keep it a moment, y'all. He's about to fold him real quick. So when he pulls out that Rasen Shuriken, he throws it at Pain. And he's running behind it. And Pain absorbs the Rasen Shuriken. But Naruto, instead of just going in, instead of letting it happen, he runs in there. And the moment Pain realizes what's happening, boom, straight to the face. Naruto cracks Pain in the face. And Pain is utterly lost on what in the world is going on, if you get what I'm saying. And Pain keeps trying to fight, but Naruto is giving him no chance to result. It's like he can't even use almighty push or pull. Naruto is obliterating him. Like he's giving him no separation in this fight. This fight is just straight up Naruto giving Pain the hands. And then Naruto starts to fight Pain, if you know, like, he's basically just fighting Pain, and he destroys Pain, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Nothing really happened. No, I'm gonna say the Pain somehow gets the upper hand. They destroyed his Shadow Clones because Naruto put, they basically jumped he didn't use multiple Shadow Clones, he used, like, one of them, and he got jumped by all the other Pains, so it's understandable. Because at first they were trying to get one-on-ones, but then they just jumped Naruto. So Naruto got jumped by the other Pains, and by this time now he's Naruto's out of Sage Mode. So yeah, he calls in another Sage Mode clone and all that. He goes more into Sage Mode again, but now it's 6. I think there's 6 Pains if I'm not mistaken. It's 6 or 7. I know that. All the Pains now are starting to jump Naruto, and Naruto's getting lower handed. Hinata does her little thing where she saves him, but before he can stick that last rod into her, Naruto is like, stop. and then out of nowhere, time is frozen all around him. And Naruto, he he realizes that because they didn't know about his ability to stop time. By the way, they didn't realize that. They couldn't figure out his other ability because this ability is mainly controlled off emotion. So Naruto realized he stopped time, and he basically tries to get up, but then he tries to get up, but he realizes this ability is draining his chakra tenfold, and then and his Mangekyo is starting to hurt him. Even though he has a crazy healing factor, he still feels the pain of the Mangekyo. So Mangekyo is starting to hurt him and all that. And when he stops time, by the way, when Naruto stops time, the people in the time stop can still see what's going on. It's just their body is physically stuck there. So yeah, everybody realized Naruto has just stopped time completely. It's like, okay, Naruto's got himself. But yeah, Naruto's folding. Naruto gets up and basically grabs Hinata, and then the moment he grabs Hinata, he kind of stops the time stop. So he tells Hinata, "I'll handle the rest of this." And now that he's basically burned out of chakra, he tells Kurama, "Let me get some more." He's like, "Kurama, it's time." And Kurama's like, "Okay," and he rips the seal off of Kurama's cage. And then out of nowhere, Naruto starts to go from 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails to 6 tails. But this time, he's controlling it. It's like Naruto's still controlling it. The tailed beast isn't taking over. And Naruto's like, "I'll show you the true power of the 9 tails." And released tailed beast bomb. Yep, he released the tailed beast bomb and destroyed Pain utterly. And then before anybody can react and ask Naruto, first off, how do you have wood released? Second off, how can you control the tailed beast like that? And Naruto just instantly heads off to where Pain actually is. And Pain's like, when he goes to Pain gives him a speech. It still works, like all of that. He brings everybody back. When Naruto goes back to the village, instead of the people cheer him on and all that, but Tsunade is not as hurt as this because Naruto did come a little early. I will say that. So Tsunade, no, I'm gonna keep Tsunade. Danzo instead wants to have a meeting with Naruto. So Naruto actually meets Danzo this time, and because I always wanted Naruto and Danzo to meet. So Naruto meets Danzo. Sorry, hold up, let's open this bag of chips, guys. Naruto meets Danzo, and Danzo's like, "So I heard you're an Uchiha," and Naruto doesn't tell him, "No, I'm the Sage of Six Paths, but I mean the Sage of Six Paths from my body, so I have some of his abilities." And if anyone's wondering why I didn't give Naruto Hagoromo's Mangekyo, it's because I don't know what Hagoromo's Mangekyo is. I don't think anyone knows what abilities it has. All I know is he had a Susanoo, so sorry about that. If anyone does know, let me know. So any situation where Naruto I'll redo this what if. I'll redo this part of the what if. Sorry about that. And if y'all have any other Mangekyo ideas, something less OP or something y'all want to see, let me know in the comments. And anytime in a what if Naruto has a Sharingan, I'll probably use some of those. And if you hear my little brother yelling upstairs, sorry, he's playing the game himself, so sorry about that. But yeah. So Danzo asks Naruto, I heard you're an Uchiha. He's like, so you weren't wiped out in a massacre? Naruto's like, I'm something like that. And he's like, do you know who your father is? And he's like, yes, I know my father's the 4th Hokage. And the Naruto's immediately getting a bad sense off of Danzo, because man's had this thing over his arm for years. Well, he has this thing over his arm and face and all that. He's like, either this dude has some really bad burns, or this dude's suspicious. So yeah. So Naruto's he doesn't immediately attack Danzo like some of you thinking about to do. No, he just catches a bad feel off of Danzo like anybody would. He already has a bad feeling about him. So Danzo basically explains to him, asks him, "What's your Mangekyo abilities?" Naruto's like, "Well, why do you need to know all that?" He's like, cause I'm the Hokage, and I was thinking about bringing you to the 5 Kage summit to protect me. And Naruto goes wide-eyed, like, cause that is still something surprising. Like, oh, you wanna? I was looking for the hidden leaf destroyed, but I couldn't find it. He's like, oh, you want me to go to the 5 Kage summit? Well, what means wouldn't mean the 5 Kage summit? Naruto basically explains to him. He's like, what do you mean? And he tells them about how they're trying to make Sasuke a traitor to the leaf. I mean, a traitor, and I forgot what they called him, but he's basically wanted across the world because of what he did to Killer B. And Naruto's like, no. And Hanzo's like, what do you mean? No. He's like, Sasuke's my friend. I'll never betray him. And he's like, he betrayed the leaf. Are you not loyal to the leaf? He's like, I'm loyal to the leaf, but I'll always be loyal to my beliefs first, basically. He's like, I'll always believe I'll trust my allies before I trust anyone else. He's like, I'm your Hokage and I'm demanding you to go there. And Naruto's like, no. And he's like, do you want to be do you want to be what's it called, a prisoner for denying your Hokage or something like that? And Kakashi basically steps in like, Naruto, just accept the deal. And then also like, no, if he thinks he can demand me around like he's stronger than me, how about he show it? Basically, because Naruto's already done with everything. Y'all gotta realize the Mangekyo, if the Sharingan thing and all that, losing your love, I mean, like, losing people you love makes you darker. So Naruto's is becoming a darker person after losing Jiraiya, with a short temper. Like, we know how Naruto was ready to throw the hands of people, but this time it's like an actual short temper. Like, he's ready to run the fade with anybody already. So Danzo's like, calm down, just give me a gauge of your powers like I asked. And I was like, okay, you want a gauge of my powers? How about this? And then Naruto starts to do that little thing where Tobirama and Hashirama did, where they basically released their chakra. And I was like, the gauge of my power is I have more chakra than the Nine Tails itself. That's how I can control it. And then cause yeah, in this he has more chakra than the Nine Tails. He has Otsutsuki type chakra. And everyone feeling the pressure of Naruto's chakra. It's not like Hashirama or Tobirama's where it like basically makes you move. It's basically crushing them under it. And Naruto's like, next time you try to demand me to do something, then he stops. Kakashi basically stops him right there. Like, he's like, remember, he's still the Hokage at the moment. Naruto basically leaves the room, and Danzo really wants Naruto to like be under him, because it's like, if this kid's this strong right now, what do you think I could? How strong could he be when he's grown, and I can show him how to control his power completely? And he was also thinking about taking that Mangekyo stopping time. Oh my god, he's like, I could be Itachi with that. I don't think he knew Itachi was dead. I don't know, but yeah, he's basically like, I can beat anybody with that ability. Plus, Izanami, he would be. I think it's called Izanami. Izanagi he has, or Izanami, something like that. He would be OP. But Naruto basically walks out the building. And Kakashi like, where was that show you just put on there? So he's like, I had a bad feeling off of him, first off. And second, he can't boss me around like that. And Kakashi's like, Naruto, he's the Hokage. That's his job. I was like, no. I'm tired of people thinking that just because they're higher than me, and just because I'm a kid, they can boss me around. I'm the strongest in the village right now. I should have the position of Hokage, because none of you know what you're doing here. And I was like, what? Kakashi basically asked him, what do you mean? He's like, world peace. That's what we need. But all you guys want to do is fight, fight, fight. So next time I get the chance, I'm putting this all to rest. Basically saying he's going to stop all the fighting. Naruto walks off, but he decides to accept Danzo's offer. You're like, why would Naruto do that? It's because if he accepts the offer, he may be able to convince the Hokages to let stop all the violence. And then they go to the thing and all that, but before our boy Sasuke can attack, Naruto's like, hold up, I gotta see something. He's like, he basically calls out the Hokage. It's like, okay, I didn't know y'all could do that. You see how I make it bigger? Look, I'm gonna use it like this. Hold up, I did not know that worked like that. You can actually charge up the Rasengan. But he's like, he calls out the Hokage. Is like, all of you are weak and disgusting. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, all of you Hokages talk about leading your villages to peace, but you sit here and have wars and lie to your people. And all the Hokages are just stunned by what Naruto's saying, with little to no respect to them and how powerful they should be. And Danzo tells Naruto to shut up, and Naruto's like, no, I'll speak my mind here and now in front of all of you. And if any of you have a debate with that, you can fight me over it. Like, Naruto's completely done. And all of them like, what do you mean? And then Naruto instantly turns on his Mangekyo and is like, I'll show you what do I mean. And then, that's when they all hear the boom of Sasuke. And instead of, the Raikage, instead of the Raikage going down there, Naruto immediately, like, Sasuke, instead of having to fight the Raikage or none of that, he wipes all those dudes out, and then he basically does his little cool entrance. And Naruto's like, so I see, Sasuke, everything they were saying about you was true. And Sasuke was like, what does it mean to you, Naruto? He's like, what does it mean? It means I'm gonna have to stop you. And Sasuke was like, I've gotten stronger. Don't think just because you're stronger than me as a kid, you can beat me. And Naruto was like, okay, how about I show you? And then at this moment, he unlocks the power of his Genjutsu, and he turns on his Susanoo, because he does know how to use his Susanoo. I will say that. He turns on that Genjutsu, and Sasuke is immediately in the Genjutsu, and Sasuke is like, Naruto, where are we? He's like, Naruto's like, you're in my domain now. I run this, and he's like, Sasuke's like, I'll still beat you. And he tries to attack Naruto, and it's like, Naruto teleports. It's like no jutsu, none of that. He just teleports. And Naruto's like, calm down, Sasuke. And Naruto's like, Sasuke's like, why should I calm down? The hidden leaf betrayed me and my clan. He's like, what do you mean? Basically explains to him what happened. And Naruto's like, Danzo had something to do with this? And Naruto was like, me and Sasuke was like, yeah, for sure, for sure. He had something to do with this. He's the reason my clan is dead. So Naruto basically, instead of fighting Sasuke, he takes him out the Genjutsu, and everyone can see the change in aura with Naruto and Sasuke. You may be, what do you mean? Naruto looks at Danzo. You know that little cool look back characters be doing, the look back death stare? Basically, Sasuke and Naruto did that to Danzo. And Danzo realizes what's about to go down, bro. He realizes he's about to die. And Naruto immediately rushes in, smashes Danzo's face in. Yeah, but you think, why would Naruto do that? Y'all gotta remember, what's it called? The Uchiha also root from Danzo. I mean, not Danzo, from Hagoromo. So basically, the Hagoromo, those are all like somehow related to him. So yeah, he immediately cracks our boy in the face, and he basically died. But then he comes back. He was stuff. All the Hokages like, what are you doing? And I said, stay out of it, or I'll handle you too. And then he was like, I'll explain to you later. And then all of them realized he just did that Hokage in with ease. And instead of holding back, both of them go for power. Susanos, Sage Modes, all that. And Danzo doesn't stand a chance. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. They kicked Danzo out of they killed Danzo all 9 times quickly. So yeah, Danzo dies, and Toby, if you people don't know, Obito pulls up and he tries to take Danzo's eye, but Naruto's like, I hope you kill Danzo, but I won't let you take his eye. And Obito's like, you think you can handle me? Just because you got a little hype after beating Pain doesn't mean you can beat the great Madara Uchiha. And then Naruto's like, Madara, you think you're Madara? Because Hagoromo tells him that's not Madara, because he knows his son's chakra. And Naruto's like, I know the true Madara, and I know you're not Madara. Basically in a menacing tone, because I'm basically making Naruto OP right now. I'm basically gaining the powers. Naruto's about to become the most broken character ever. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna stop right here. I think I'm gonna keep recording later. Alright, I'm gonna end this right here. This isn't gonna be an episode. I'm gonna keep recording the episode after this. But see y'all.